Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews.
Oh, hey, look, it's Groot. What the f*** just happened?
Hello YouTube, UltraMaximus back with 31 horror toys in 31 days! And today we're taking a look at a figure from Stranger Things. It's from McFarlane Toys. It's the Demogorgon. Now, I have not watched Stranger Things. I have yet to sit down and actually watch it. I've seen a lot of clips, but I've never actually seen the show, so I know you're like, what? But yeah, I definitely need to sit down and watch it. I don't have Netflix, so I don't know. Did they have this on DVD? Can I go buy the series? I'd like to do that. I don't know. It looks cool, but yeah, if they don't play on air, I don't watch it. But this is kind of, I guess, the big bad of the first season, and I have seen the clips with this creature in it. And and if you hear me say Demogorgon, you're gonna be like, that's not how you pronounce it on the show. What they call it? I think they called it a Demogorgon or Demogorgon or something like that. There's a couple different ways you can pronounce it. When I was growing up, it was Demogorgon. This character actually comes out of Dungeons and Dragons. It's probably actually out of mythology, but I remember it from Dungeons and Dragons, and it's where they get the name for the creature in the show when they start playing the game. He was the Prince of Demons. And from what I remember in the books that we had from the late 70s, he had two monkey heads and kind of a reptile-like body with two tentacle arms. And yeah, he was a pretty big bad guy. This looks nothing like the Demogorgon from Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not supposed to be that. They just called it that. I'm guessing from the clips I've seen. If I am wrong, leave a comment down below and berate me all that you would like. Now, I actually got this figure at my local half-price books for $34.99. I think it was $39.99 originally. I've seen them on sale recently for $29.99. But $35 seemed like a pretty decent price considering it was 40 bucks. This thing is actually pretty good size. This is the second Demogorgon that they put out. They put one out in the 3 3/4 inch scale, which was pretty neat, but this was way neater, and I thought I'd go ahead and pick him up. Again, from McFarlane Toys. Top of the package says Stranger Things. I love the logo here. It's got this great artwork on the side. It says Stranger Things. Stranger Things, it's a Demogorgon. Side of the package has artwork right there. Looking all kinds of cool. So just kind of a close-up. There it is, Stranger Things. Here's the Demogorgon right there. Looking all kinds of cool. Definitely digging that. And then here is the artwork on the side with the characters from the show. Definitely pretty neat. Back of the packaging, we get some really cool artwork of the creature right here. Definitely pretty neat. And then we get Dustin and Lucas and some of the other characters from the show. I've seen the Dustin figure out and about. I haven't really seen many of the others. Yeah, so here's the back of the package. Looking all types cool. The other characters. And then there is said creature, looking all kinds of neat and evil. And, well, that pretty much does it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get the Demogorgon out of box and see what we think. So here we have the Demogorgon out of the packaging, and I gotta say, this is a really well done figure. It's sculpted well. There's actually quite a bit of articulation on it. There are some minor gripes I've got to the figure, primarily on the posing of the figure, because it's so weird and tall and gangly. When you go to start bending the legs around into some dynamic poses, he tends to want to flop over because of how tall it is, and it just can't support the top weight. Now, he does come with a little stand that says Stranger Things, so that is pretty darn cool, but the problem is the stand is a little bit too small and really doesn't do anything to help support the figure. I really honestly find it best to have him standing upright, which is the pose that he's in on the back of the box. He's just kind of standing up. In the box, he's kind of got his legs sprawled out a little, which looks cool, but I just have a hard time getting him into the right pose. As far as articulation goes on this figure, like I said, it's actually pretty good. His head moves back and forth like this. It can move down just a little bit, and it doesn't go up very far at all. There is a diaphragm joint up here at the top, which is kind of cool. The arms, they go out about that far. They go all the way down. They spin all the way around, which is nice because they don't get caught on these shoulder bits, which kind of surprised me. The elbows have a twist like this, and then they have a ratchet joint right there, which is pretty cool. The hands also twist, and they also have a similar ratchet joint right there. I will say the elbow joints feel like, be careful with them because they feel like they could break inside of there for some reason. I don't know if it's the length or what, but just be aware of that. He does have a twist at the waist in addition to the diaphragm, which is nice. His legs, actually really well designed. You really don't see the joints till you start moving it. He kicks up that far. He kicks about that far back. And then he can splay out, which is very cool. Was not expecting that. He has a single joint at the knee, but there's also a twist, but it is very limited in the kind of back motion, but it goes all the way around when it's down. Which is interesting. And then the feet also have a twist, and they have a hinge, but there is no ankle pivot on it, which is a bit unfortunate. But overall, I mean, this thing is actually really well articulated. It's just weird and gangly, and like I said, I find it poses better just standing upright. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, this thing is sculpted wonderfully. It's got the mouth kind of all the way open here with all those little teeth and the red and the kind of like, I guess, drool in the back of the mouth. I mean, it just looks like it's wet in there. And that is so damn cool. It looks like an evil starfish. It really does. The skin is sculpted really, really well. Lots of details, lots of paint work, multiple paint colors in there with black washes, dark washes, dry brushing. The spinal cord, all the little bits around the shoulder look nice. The joints are hidden very, very well on the figure. You can tell that there's a joint there, but it's pretty seamless as far as a lot of the big joints go, and I really do appreciate that. The only thing that if I could ask for anything more on the figure, I'd like to have had that mouth to be able to close and open up, or have an interchangeable head that had a closed mouth and an open. But if it would have opened and closed, I think it would have been worth every single little penny I would have paid. So taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, sculpted wonderfully. You got kind of the rib cage and the spinal cord, that flesh. It's painted well, it's sculpted well. We get the long, weird, creepy hands and fingers, very bony, very cool. We can kind of see the rib cage in the front of the body there. Again, a lot of the joints hidden very, very well. I think the joints that stick out the most are at the elbow and the wrists. In the knees, the things that show the pins, everything else hidden very well, just wonderfully sculpted, comes together, very nice. He's got his taut little monster butt there, but yeah, everything on here sculpted well, painted well. It's very articulated. I can't really complain much about the figure at all. Even at the price point, you really are getting a lot for the figure. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, and the legs go on for days. This thing is a very tall and lanky figure, but it stands pretty well on those little weird feet. He's got like 3 toes, and then he's got the little kind of inset dew claws on the inside. And again, it's sculpted pretty well. I kind of wish that the feet were a bit more articulated so you can get him in more kind of crouchy type of poses. Again, as long as you've got him upright, he's very, very, very stable. I would presume with the base you can get him into some more action poses, but I tried really kind of messing around and just didn't get a lot out of it. So I think I'm just going to have him stand up like this, or I may put him back in the box because he looks really cool in the box too. Yeah, I mean, overall, pretty darn good. I can't say a lot of bad things about it. For comparison, here we have the Demogorgon with really the only other figure that I've got that really kind of compares to it, and it's Zool from Ghostbusters. So this is a Diamond Select figure, and this one's a McFarlane figure, but they're both done very similarly, and both done really, really well. I will say that I think the McFarlane figure here has the better paint job of the two, and it's definitely a lot bigger. But it's also about twice the money. The Demon Dog here from Ghostbusters, those went for $25, and this was retailing for $40. And of course I got mine for $35. So it's a little bit more, but to be honest, I think it's painted and sculpted a little bit better. But not by much. What do you guys think? So is the McFarlane Toys Demogorgon, or Demogorgon, or whatever you want to call this guy, from Stranger Things, a figure that you want in your horror collection. If you like Stranger Things, you're going to love this. The figure stands just over 12 inches tall. It's in the 6-inch scale, so I mean he's a lot taller than a 6-inch figure. So that's very, very cool. Just kind of for a size comparison on that, let me throw, here's the zombie Stone Cold Steve Austin in the 6-inch scale, so you can really see how tall this thing is. So that's very, very cool. It's not a cheap figure. It's about $40, $30 to $40, but it's not overly expensive, so I think it's worth the money. Nothing on this feels frail, real frail anyway. I would say be careful. The most frail points are at the elbows, and I think it's because the pins are so long, the arms are so weird and lanky. I can see those breaking in time, or just somebody being careless with it. It's sculpted well, lots of points of articulation. I really can't complain about the thing. I've not yet seen Stranger Things. I know it's weird, but especially considering that's the logo I have on 31 Horror Toys. It looks like a great series, and I have seen the scenes with this creature in it, and it looks really good on the screens, and I think this is a good interpretation of that, although from what I've seen on the internet, this seems a little lighter in color, like it should be darker to me. I don't know. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? But as far as a monster toy goes, this thing is amazing. I like it. I definitely am glad I picked it up. I think it's going to look good on the monster shelf. So there he is, the Demogorgon from Stranger Things by McFarlane Toys for 31 Horror Toys in 31 days.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.